The rest of the organization was not spinning that message forward. The message was not, Cam, this is an injury. And the moment he is healthy, he's our best option, because I think they foolishly thought, well, maybe we have this kid who went to 2 colleges and went undrafted and was cut by 2 teams. Maybe he actually, no, he is exactly what he is, which is, by the way, overachieved given the fact that he went undrafted, a competent backup quarterback. But now we have half a season of a sample size, and he's 26th or worse in every major passing category. So what does the future hold for Cam Newton? Probably a better opportunity. Probably a team that appreciates what he is, but the Panthers will regret it. Because as I said a month ago, and people are starting to come around on, if the Panthers move on from Cam Newton, I guarantee you they are in the market for a quarterback, not this coming offseason, but next offseason after seeing a year's worth of Kyle Allen.
Whoa. Okay. Very good. Dave Tapper, new owner.
Yeah.
Let's give him a lesson. I'm going to give you a lesson right now, Mr. Tapper, okay? All right? I know some of this stuff is new to you. When you have an icon, you have a franchise quarterback, one of the things you don't do, you don't say, we haven't made a decision yet. You don't do that. Because guess what happens? Guess who is making a decision right now? Cam Newton. So right now they're huddled up, and they've been huddled up saying, where are we going? We can't work this out. You mean to tell me I am the franchise quarterback? I'm probably one of the top 10 quarterbacks or top 10 players that have been in this franchise.
Maybe the best player in franchise history.
No, he's not the best. Okay, all
right, regardless. Yep. Let's not argue about it.
Okay, yes, but he's up there, right? How do you not know if you want me or not? Right now, I'm Cam Newton. I'm already having that discussion with the owner. I'm walking into his office and I'm saying, hey, well, I'm gone next year. So now let's start that process now. My house is up for sale, okay? I'm looking at, the other possibilities. That was bad for Mr. Tapper. He shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Look, it could be good for both sides. Maybe in some way, Cam Newton has worn out his welcome there. Maybe they were tired of the inconsistencies, which we talked about. Maybe they are in the market for a new quarterback. And maybe this is the best thing for Cam Newton. Maybe Cam Newton can start his career fresh in L.A., where the Chargers might be looking for someone new. Maybe Cam Newton needs a change of scenery. Maybe he and Ron Rivera have gone as far as they're going to go together. And I think we keep looking at this from the Panthers' perspective, and maybe it isn't Kyle Allen, but something wasn't working the last 2 years.
What's the alternative for them?
There's a lot of teams where you can say, what is your alternative right now? But I think
those teams don't have a 30-year-old former MVP quarterback. The Panthers are putting themselves to make the hardest decision in sports, finding your next quarterback prematurely.
But you're assuming he's going to be 100% healthy, that he's going to get back to maybe not MVP Cam, but he's going to get back to being 100% healthy.
I'm not assuming that. What I am saying is that in the NFL, there are a handful of franchises that know they have their quarterback position settled. The Texans, for all their issues, they know they do. The Chiefs, they know they do. The Seahawks, we know the list of teams who know they have it settled. Those teams are all in a better position than the teams who are searching. There are a few select teams that are in the middle. The Panthers are one of them. They might have it settled. They might not. They are not going to have a top 5 pick in order to get one of these kids coming out of college. And by the way, the college crop just got damaged by Tua's hip injury. To put yourself in the position, teams never do this, which is why I'm so shocked Carolina might be. Teams hold on to quarterbacks too long, give them too many chances. Carolina is going to be the rare team that moves on too early, that has a guy who showed you he can win healthy, go 15-1 and be down 1 score in the Super Bowl before the Von Miller play, and you want to move on from him 4 years later.
And here's the key thing. What did Harbaugh just say publicly? Son, to Lamar Jackson, you have changed the game. We're seeing a shift in the NFL, and then the philosophy of offense to now it's going to guys like this. It's no longer Cam Newton already kind of revolutionized the position, but now this shift in offense is going to quarterbacks like this. So where are you going to go find a Cam Newton, a Lamar Jackson, a Deshaun Watson? They're not just walking the streets.
I'll say this and then we'll move on. The thing that makes him special is his mobility. Well, he's got a Liz Frank injury. He's coming off that. The other thing that made him special was he's got a strong arm, and he's coming off shoulder surgery. So let's just see who the Cam is. They don't have the luxury of time. They're going to have to pay him.
But that's where I don't know where this narrative got started. That's where everyone is wrong. Had they had the right messaging, to your point, he is under contract next year for $20 million, which is a bargain. If he were a pending free agent, Jenna, I might understand the point better, because it's like, do we want to invest $125 million in Cam? That's more of a question because of the injuries. You've got him 1 year, just like it didn't work out for him, but the Bucks had with Jameis Winston this year. Last year of his contract, do it or don't, but we got places to go, and Jameis couldn't do it. I don't know why the Panthers are in a rush to make the decision a year early. It's because for 3 weeks, Kyle Allen looked good. And for the next 6, he looked like Kyle Allen. And for the next 6 from now here on out, he's going to look a lot more like Kyle Allen.
And you made your decision when you said that. Now Cam Newton saying, I'm gone.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to the NBA now. Quick check of the standings has the Lakers sitting atop the league with the best record and seemingly the best player.
Who saw that?
Lakers won again last night, beating the Thunder behind LeBron's triple-double, 25, 11, and 10. LeBron is now the only player in NBA history to record a triple-double against every team. Nick, are the Lakers the best team in the NBA?
Well, let's think about this for a second. You just said it. I think they have the best record, correct? Mm-hmm. I believe Anthony Davis right now is the defensive player of the year in the league. They certainly have, he's in the argument. They might have the best defensive player in the league, and they have the best team defense in the league. And oh yeah, in year 17, despite being 34 years old, about to turn 35, despite having played the 6th most minutes in the history of basketball, they still have the best player in the league. And he has reinvented himself once again. Hey, how about this? This will be a fun trick. I'll lead the league in assists. How about that I will just be a super rich man's, a billionaire's version of Jason Kidd in year 17? See how that works out for my team. The question for the Lakers, the only, to me, real reason going into the season people doubted the Lakers, it was not, in my eyes, shouldn't have been about what the Clippers can be, about Giannis as much as I adore him, even about the Rockets. It shouldn't have been about any of those things. The only reason to doubt the Lakers was LeBron's never been hurt. He got hurt.
Yeah.
Is he to a different phase of his career? And he did look like he was for one game. Opening night against the Clippers, it's like, uh-oh. If that's the version of LeBron, then the Lakers can't be great. Since then, he's back to the place he's been since his 3rd year in basketball. His place is the best player in basketball. So, yeah, they check every single box. And my question of coaching, up to this point, Frank Vogel's done a hell of a job, particularly on the defensive end. So, to me, Brandon, it's a very easy question. Yes, the Lakers are the best team in basketball.
It's easy?
Yes.
Wow, I disagree with you. It's too early, one. But then you let's look at the landscape of the NBA right now. So you have the Lakers. It's kind of easy to say that, like, yeah, it's the Lakers, LeBron and AD. But then you have the Houston Rockets, all right? But then you go to the East, and a team that we're not talking about because the Clippers, the Lakers, and also the Rockets are dominating the space. That's all we're talking about on TV. But the Boston Celtics.
It's my team.
Oh, my goodness. The Boston Celtics.
Let's go back. Brandon, sit right here.
Go ahead.
Are you kidding me? 3 years ago, you have it. And see what they did with it. They make the transition to, okay, we'll go away from him, hip issues, other problems, and let's bring in Kyrie. Kyrie, wow, they're going to own the East now. This has been a changing in guard. Kyrie goes down. Chemistry goes up. The team takes LeBron to Game 7. They're up 3-2. Kyrie comes back last year. What happened? Chemistry goes back down. They're not who we thought they were. We thought they were going to be better. And now all of a sudden they're sitting on top of the East. To me, the Celtics are the best team in the NBA if we're going to put someone in that place right now.
So here's the problem for the Celtics, and this is the space ever since Danny Ainge, aside from the big 3 window, which was amazing. This is the space they've been most comfortable operating in. The scrappy overachiever. And going into the year, I think I said I thought the Celtics finished 3rd in the East, which was higher than the Vegas projections. But I really like Brad Stevens as a coach with this type of team, without a lot of the superstar egos, with this type of team. And while I think they overpaid Jaylen Brown, he's a good player. And Jason Tatum can be a very good player. And we know, our friend Enes Kanter, when he gets healthy, we know what he can add to them offensively, even if defensively he's a liability. And Kemba Walker can give you 85% of what Kyrie Irving gave you with 0% of the drama. All that's true. Problem is this, and maybe the Celtics win 55 games. Maybe they'll be one of the top, better than top 3 in the East. Maybe they'll be 1 or 2 record-wise in the East. Come a playoff series that you cannot win 3 straight rounds, much less 4 straight rounds, with Kemba Walker as your best player. You can't do it. And I like Kemba, but it's impossible. And so for the Celtics, my biggest issue with Boston, Houston, who I know you like a lot, is to me a little more intriguing. Boston is a team that has a defined ceiling. And you might say, what about when Gordon Hayward comes back? A Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker duo, now in the era of duos, is really good, but not good enough to be in the championship contention discussion. They'll be back in the overachieving, wow, they're a tough second round out discussion, but not a championship contender.
Okay, so let's look at last year. Kawhi, he goes to Toronto. Did anybody pick Toronto to win it?
No.
Did anyone? Why? Because, listen, everyone right now is all on big 3 and talent, talent, talent. Talent only takes you so far, right? At the end of the day, when you play good team basketball and you have great fundamentals, that still trumps everything. You even look at the Golden State Warriors and look how they played. They have amazing talent, but they play great team basketball. They share the ball, they move the ball, they make the fundamentally sound decisions in situational basketball. And when you look at the Celtics, I look at just that team, that prep team that just has it right. You go against all these 5-star basketball players, and it's like, how does that team go into this high school prep team but lose to these guys? And they're just knocking down shots. They're just swinging the basketball. They're communicating on defense. To me, that is the Celtics, and to me, that trumps the big 3. That trumps the talent. Talent only takes you so far.
But Brandon, I know you're a big-time basketball player before you turned to football.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And you're right. There is that prep team. Sometimes from the suburbs, sometimes not. And they play great together, and they make a run in the tournament.
And then basketball.
Right. And then you know what seems to happen once we get to the Final Four of those tournaments? Some team with some monsters absolutely rolls them out the gym. And it's like, hey, that was a good run.
Yeah.
You overachieved. We're happy for you. That's the Boston Celtics.
But isn't that Toronto last year, though?
Well, Toronto was a team that was a 1 seed before they got Kawhi, and Toronto had one of those monsters in Kawhi Leonard.
But there's an argument there that, you know, they were overachievers as well.
They were overachievers, and you know what? They probably get whooped by the monsters out of Golden State if those monsters don't get all injured in the NBA Finals. But hey, listen, I love the Lakers Celtics be an all-time great NBA Finals. I'd love to see it. And LeBron's never swept a team in the finals.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You said it. He said it here.
He's been swept. He's never swept a team. It'd be fun.
Coming up is Sunday's game against the Patriots. A must-win for the Cowboys. Still ahead on First Things First.
I love it. You said it, baby.